To, I want to go over the sample MLA research paper that can be found in week 6 of your course. So I'm going to click on it, and it should open in a new window. Alright, here is the paper. The first thing I do when I get a paper is I kind of check the length of it. To see what I'm getting into. Alright, as you know, every research paper has to have a Works Cited page, so I'll always make sure that that's there. And notice that it's not a separate document. It's part of the paper. Here you have page 9, and then the Works Cited page should start on a page of its own, but it's page 10. So I see that that's there. I suggest you look at this and read the stuff in the blue and the green boxes. I'm not going to go over that for you. You can understand that on your own. So, once I have the paper, before I even read it, I look for in-text citations. Sometimes they're called parentheticals because they appear in parentheses. So here I see one that says C. Demery, for example. Well, this tells me somewhere on the Works Cited page there is going to be a source that starts with Demery. Let's see if that's true. So I'm going to scroll on down. Alright. Here it is. Demery. You will notice that all the sources on the Works Cited page are alphabetized by the first word in the citation, whether it's someone's last name or the beginning of a title. It's always the very first word. But anyway, okay, I see the Demery's here. Wow, look at that date, 1819 to 1860, published in 1941. Anyway, so that's good. So then I look for the next one. Okay, we just saw this one. I basically just look for parentheses. Now here's some parentheses, but that's not an in-text citation, that's part of the text. Hopefully I don't miss any. There was a document that explains what this is, and if you read the document and have learned from your reading, you'll know exactly what that means. And you'll know why that is in square brackets. Here's one, Danhoff, 5. So first I'm going to go to the Works Cited page and make sure there's one that starts with Danhoff. There's Allen, Baker, there's Danhoff, old Clarence. Okay, so I'm satisfied that that has been documented. Where's old Danhoff? Well, I'm going too fast for myself. Alright, let's see. Here's something else in parentheses, but that's part of the text. I don't require these footnotes. They're tricky. You don't need them in your papers. Oh, here's the next one. Danhoff 7. Well, I know Danhoff's already there, so I'm going to go on. Here's one. Hurt 127. So let me go see if Hurt is on there. This is what you should do after you've written a paper. Make sure that what you have listed on your Works Cited page is actually cited in the paper. Okay, there's Hurt. Now notice this one just has 128. That tells me it's still Hurt. There's 128. That's still Hurt. And 172. That's still Hurt. I don't care if you put Hurt in each one of them. I tend to do that just to make sure like I haven't made an error. But it's not required. Ta-da. So I keep going. There's Danhoff again. Boy, Angeli likes stuff she's gotten from Danhoff. Look, there's another Danhoff. Uh-oh. What is this? That's part of a preface. I can tell that much. But what do I look up on the Works Cited page? Well, in this case, I have to go backwards. Okay, I see it's a direct quote because it's in quotation marks. And so she probably mentioned it in the intro to the quote. Uh-oh. Albert Lothar Demery presents a description. Uh-huh. And remember, Demery is on there. I already checked it. So this is probably in the preface to Demery's book, or pamphlet, whatever it was. So when you just see the number, it's the same source. It's still Demery. See? There you go. She has not changed sources. Look, there's Danhoff again. And here's, you know what that means. It's still Danhoff. It's page 1 instead of 69. Here's a quote. Dun, 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 dun. 75, so we're still, no. This one's tricky. Don't think it's Danhoff. It's actually John Lorraine. And because she mentioned his name in the lead into the quote, she doesn't have to put Lorraine right there. I don't care if you do. And here's, again, I assume she's still on Lorraine. So that's sort of the rule. If you mention someone's name and then say the quote, you don't have to put their name in that parentheses. But you do have to put the page number. If it's an online source, you can use a paragraph number. Or no, if it's an online source, you're going to put the first word of the citation in there. So remember, you're trying to make it easy for your readers to find the sources you used on your Works Cited page and where you use them in the paper. Look, I haven't even started reading the paper yet because this is what I do first. I'm trying to show you how I grade your papers. Okay, we know this has been taken care of, I think. Let's see if Lorraine is on the Works Cited page. Oh, there he is. Okay, I'm satisfied. I keep losing my track. There's Danhoff. There's Lorraine. Okay. And we keep going. Now you'll notice this. If you use a quote, word for word, that takes up more than 4 lines of your paper, you should indent the quote. Make sure when you start next paragraph that you unindent it. And this explains it right here. And notice that when you do indent the quote, you remove the quotation marks because readers know that when they see something indented like that, that it is a quote. And it's on page 92 of something. So let's go see what it's on page 92 of. Looks like it's John Nicholson. Let's see if Nicholson's on the Works Cited page. There he is. All right. Good work. All right. There's Danhoff again. And again. There's Hurt. We already found Hurt. Ooh, there's a tricky quote quoted. Baker et al. Let's see if Baker's on there. Et al means and everyone else. This tells me that more than one person had something to do with this publication here. So let's go look for Baker. There it is. And I see that et al is usually, if there are 3 or more people, you don't have to list all their names. I do, out of respect for them, but you don't have to. You can just put et al when there's more than one. It means and everyone else. Kind of seems disrespectful to me and everyone else. That's like the old Gilligan's Island before they added the professor and Marianne. It was like, and all the rest. I thought, wow, go ahead and diss Marianne and the professor. But what I'm telling you is you don't have to list all their names. Okay, there's Danhoff. Da, 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 da. Yeah, that's that Lorraine thing again. Danhoff. Hurt. Baker et al. Okay. And it's on page 415. Notice there's no commas between the name and the page number. See? MLA doesn't like a comma there, so don't put one there. See, there's no comma after et al. 367. Okay, now you know who that refers to. It's Baker et al. And here's a quote that took up more than 4 lines, so she went ahead and indented it. And I can tell because it's indented, it's quoted word for word. If you read the documents that I put on Moodle, you'll know why she did that, why she put that capital C in square brackets. There's a system. And here, a Baker et al. There's Hurt again. We know that's on there. And now this conclusion. You really shouldn't quote anything in a conclusion. These are notes. I don't require notes. They're real for specific purposes that you won't run across in this class. But if you do think you might need to, there are documents on Moodle explaining it. There are links, MLA links explaining it. I just require Works Cited page. Remember, it's Works Cited. Cited means I have used this information in my paper. I have cited it. And this is so you don't plagiarize. These are all the sources. So once I do that, I come through and I look for, okay, is everything that's on the Works Cited page actually cited in the paper? Yeah, I remember Allen, Baker, Danhoff, Demery. I don't remember Drown. So I'm looking at this going, was this mentioned in the paper? And check out the title, Compendium of Agriculture, or the Farmer's Guide in the Most Essential Parts of Husbandry and Gardening, compiled from the best American and European publications and the unwritten opinions of experienced cultivators. Wow. So I've got to go back through the paper to find that. Where it had to have been mentioned somewhere, because you don't want to put something on your Works Cited page that you haven't actually cited in the paper. A bibliography is a list of things you read. A Works Cited page is a list of the things you used. Two different things. I want to say it was somewhere. Look, Drown, Allen, Crozier, and Henderson's. I think that was the thing. Drown. Okay, she mentioned it in her conclusion. And she wants to make sure that, she gives him credit. So she adds it right here. Drown was on there. I don't remember historical census browser. One quick way I do this is to use the find and put historical. But somewhere in here, I wonder if it'll work. Historical. Where's the next one? I think I misspelled it. Historical. There we go. Where's the next one? That's it? Oh, there's one. There's one. There's that. But where are you mentioned? Okay, once I start reading the paper, I might find that. Right now, I can't find it. There's Hurt. I remember him. Lorraine. Not sure about Moral Land Grant. Let's see. Morrill. There it is. She mentioned it on page 6. And she listed it because she quoted how it began with this phrase. So, yep, that's taken care of. And I remember Nicholson. So, all sources documented and accounted for. Now, the next thing I do is look at each citation to make sure that it is structured according to MLA format. And I have put all sorts of links and helpful stuff on Moodle so you can write a flawless citation. It's not that difficult. It's just a pattern. Anyway, and then I go and start reading the paper. Once I make sure all your citations are okay and that you have demonstrated competency in documenting your work, then I go and start reading the actual paper. It takes me a long time to grade a paper. I mean, if I'm going to serve you well, and that's my intention, to serve you well, that's why I give you so many notes. I can't sit down with you face to face, so I'm like, okay, here's what you need to work on. Here's a problem. That's what I'm here to do. And so if you'll take my notes seriously, they're meant to help you and guide you. So I see that this is toward a recovery of 19th century farming handbooks. Okay, my first reaction is boring. I really don't want to read this paper. I don't even understand what that means. A recovery of 19th century farming handbooks. To me, that sounds like she's going to go out and collect a bunch of farming handbooks written in the 1800s. And so she's going to explain it here, and hopefully she will. I'm not going to go through the whole paper with you because my purpose here was to show you how to document using in-text citations. I do get papers that have a works cited page with all these sources, and not one of them is cited in the paper. That can lead to a 0, because that is first and foremost in research, is that you document the sources that you use. I hope you found this helpful. All right, that's all I have to say about this right now. Remember, I put a bunch of links in MLA and APA if you're so interested. All right, thank you for your time and consideration. I hope this helps.